Good evening, TEDx. What you're hearing now is all made 100% by the human voice on a mic performed by one person. So let me take you on this journey. Thank you. The reactions from the audience are usually very hilarious. Like after performances, people will come up to me and they'll be like, "How do you make that sound? You look so small and the sound is so big. How do you do it?" Some people come, they're like, "Are you like born with it or something? Is it God's gift? Or how do you like learn it? Do you like gain the abilities and stuff?" But the truth is, it's really easy. So first I'm gonna ask you, how many of y'all are familiar with beatboxing here? That's a decent amount. I started like 7 years ago and there was like very little knowledge available about beatbox back then. So for those of you who don't know, beatboxing is an art form that allows you to create music using your mouth, nose and throat. And these are the instruments that you come with once you're born, because everyone, literally everyone in this audience, everyone in this world has access to these three, and you just born with your instrument and you can choose to activate it if you want. It's all your choice. So I started beatboxing about 7 years ago. I was a 13-year-old kid watching TV, going to school, eating, sleeping, going to school again, same old routine. One day on TV though, I just saw this guy holding a mic like I am right now, and I could hear beats in the background, and it just did not make any sense to me. I was like, how is this possible? This has to be fake or something like that. I did not believe it for an entire day. I went onto the internet the next day. I searched it up on YouTube, found out what it's called, what it is, and how you do it. And I was amazed like this thing existed. That was the year of 2009, and beatboxing was about, I don't know, 16, 17 years old back then, and wow, I was amazed. So I went on to humanbeatbox.com, learned a couple of sounds, did not really learn them, and I was just spitting everywhere I was going. And everyone just told me, just stop. You know, at home my mom would be like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you making fart sounds? Why are you spitting?" I'd be like, "Come on, man, let me try at least." And in a month or two, everything just, I don't know, fell in place, and I learned like one small beat. So the beatboxer that I saw on TV, I was watching him and I was like, man, if I could just do that one beat, I'd do that my entire life and I'd be happy with it. 100,000 beats later, here I am. And it has been amazing. So beatboxing, about in the 1980s, it started back in the States. So all of you must have listened to hip-hop music at some point, right? So hip-hop music actually consists of 7 elements. Now, the most popular one being rapping, one's called b-boying. I'm sure you must have heard of those two. And there's about 3 or 4 more, like graffiti and street entrepreneur is one. But basically, beatbox was born as an element of hip-hop, because these rappers, they were out on the streets and they didn't have any money to buy boom boxes. But they had friends who would make weird sounds which sounded like beats. So they were like, "Hey man, you start a beat and I'm going to keep rapping to it. And let's see how that goes." And that's how beatboxing started. So for the first few years, I mean 1980, internet, no nothing. Like it was just people doing it and for rappers and stuff. But with the internet, around 2005, 2006, it gained a lot of popularity because I mean, this thing has been amazing since the birth of it, but it was only looked at like a hip hop element, you know. Later, people found out, man, you can like take this art form to another level. So, 2016, here we are, and on your iPhone, if you talk to Siri right now and ask her, just beatbox for me, she will repeat the phrase "boots and cats" in a rhythm to make it sound like beatboxing. And now that's the first and the easiest lesson of beatbox. I mean, any of you could even pick it up today, maybe. All you do is repeat the words "boots and cats." So you say "boots and cats," and "boots and cats," and "boots and cats," and "boots and cats," and "boots and cats." Now that teaches you the 3 basic sounds of beatbox, which is the kick drum, hi-hat, and the snare. Now these are what a drum kit consists of when you see a drummer play. And I'm going to show you how these sounds are made. So the kick drum first, it just goes like, and you can do a whole beat of just the kick drum. Like, you don't even need to know any other sound. If you just knew one sound, you could continue like. Yeah, that's just kicks. Then you can get hi-hat, you can sound like a jazz swing guy, like. And then you've got the snare. It sounds like, or you could make it sound like, because it's the easiest one right now. Right now, I know a lot of sounds, but with just these 3 sounds, you can beatbox for your whole life if you want. I'm going to give you a demonstration right now. I did slip in like 3 new sounds in the last bar, but yeah, basically those 3 sounds you could just go on forever, and it takes only a day or 2 to make a sound that sounds a little bit like beatboxing. Let me show you an illusion, a magic trick, suppose. So I'm going to show you 3 beats separately, and then I'm going to show you how to put them 3 together. First separately, and then at the same time. So here goes beat 1. Now beat 2. Now beat 3. Now I'm going to start with beat 1 and then add beat 2 to it and then add the beat 3 to it. Here it goes. That's just one of the things you can do. You can do whatever you want. Sonically, if you think of a car, you want to go like... Or if you think of a sax, you want to go like... Or if you feel like playing guitar, you could go like... Or you could do bass. Or you could go for electric sounds. Thank you. So, beatboxing, huh? So, by now all of you all know that boots and cats helps you beatbox. So I want you all, when you go home or when you're in your bathroom or when you're walking your dog or when you're in traffic, just try and say boots and cats and try to emphasize on boots and cats. And boots and cats. And boots and cats and boots and cats. Now, as Indians, in our roots, we have things that would help us immensely as musicians, which we have never looked back upon. Something as simple as konakol. Okay, it's not simple, but it's a little simple. So, you know tabla players, right? They use this thing called bowls to say it verbally, and it sounds like vocal percussion. You know, something like takadhimi takita takata takadhimi takata takita takita takadhimi takata takita takita takadhimi takita. Now, when I went to so yeah, let me give you a little background of myself. When I started beatboxing and everything, I thought it would just be a hobby, you know, because I did not know how much possibilities were there with this thing. But 3 years into it, I did a couple of shows and I realized that people are making a living off of this. It can just be used as another instrument. And I went to music school and I decided to learn piano for 2 semesters because I like the piano. But what ended up happening there is I ended up beatboxing with the faculty that was teaching there. And I gained a lot of important stuff from there. And that way, I feel like as Indians, we can connect the tabla bowls to our beatboxing. Let me give you a demonstration like thom kita taka taka tari kita taka thom kita taka taka tari kita taka thom kita taka tari kita taka thom kita taka tari kita taka kita taka kita taka thom kita taka tari kita taka thom kita taka tari kita taka thom kita taka tari kita taka kita taka kita taka Takadhimi takita taka takita takadhimi taka takita 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 takadhimi takita takadhimi takita takadhimi takita takadhimi taka takita. Thank you. So, I feel responsible as a beatboxer to make you all know that this is as good as any other musical instrument. It is not something just a hobby or just for time pass or something only possible for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. As I said, it's only existed for 2 decades. I can't even imagine what the level will be like 20 years later and the 20 years after that and centuries later. But for now, all I can say is we can make this happen, and let us. Imagine just walking on the street and how you normally talk to people. You hear them make sounds and you're like, hey man, what's that sound? Oh, this sound. Oh, wait, check this out. And you just have jam sessions with everyone you meet because as you can see, we all can speak and we all form words in our heads and speak it. But it's as easy to make beats. You just need to know the sound. We've all learned barakhari and we've all learned consonants and vowels like Sir was talking about just now. And if you just took those like ka, kha, ga, gha or ba, bha. So for beatboxing, you could take like ba for p, and for a ch, you could do t, and for a ka, you could do k. So there you go. If you just tried hard enough, you could probably do it. And I know for a fact a lot of people as kids, they just make random sounds. At least I was one of those. I would just go like, or like, I would just do whatever came to my mind, and that's how this happened to be. And in conclusion, I would like to say that use your instrument because you can, and you have it, and everyone has it, and we all have it, and we all love it, but we don't do it, but we should do it. So listen to it. I'm going to end my performance with a performance. Thank you.